Hello and welcome to the Coach Randy Jackson Show. We are entering into Week 9. We're entering into this particular week with a 6-2 record, and look forward to playing Birdville here at Mustang Panther at 7 o'clock on Thursday. Before we get started, Coach, as always, we want to thank our sponsor, Kim Assad from DFW Realty Associates, for her support during the Coach Jackson Show. She's been a huge contributor to the program, and we certainly appreciate her support. Hello, Mustang Nation and Mustang fans. We're entering Week 9 of the season. We finished Week 8 with a win against Carter Riverside. 38-0 was the final score. And Coach, it was a great game if you're a Duck. It was raining like crazy. The game started early. There was no halftime because the band didn't play. So, you know, if you want to think about throwing your team off a routine and seeing if they can react to adversity, which there was a lot of adversity in the game, just from a weather and things out of our control, they really played well.
Yeah, thanks. I really think it's the best thing that could have happened for us because, you know, in the second round it could be just like that. I mean, heck, it could be just like that this Thursday, you know. So anytime you can play in bad conditions and your guys get used to it, and the more you can do something, the better you are at it. But yeah, it was a, you know, we met Friday, and I think the coaches they kept the headphones working, the balls, and I mean, there's a lot of moving parts into getting the team. I mean, transportation helped us get there early, and Mr. Denning and those guys were great about letting us do whatever. And so yeah, I feel like I told the team, you know, hey, it's going to rain, and the most disciplined teams won't care about it. And I felt like we did a good job. We didn't have a bunch of turnovers. We didn't have a bunch of penalties, and we just took care of business. And I think our defense played 33 plays and gave up 19 yards. You know, I mean, it was just a business-like, methodical win, and we'll take it every time.
Yeah, and you had control of the game through, you know, from the very beginning, and I don't think the game was ever in question. You always worried about, well, someone's going to slip and fall, or we're going to have any injuries. I don't think that happened until we got up pretty clean there. And I think it was the fastest game in high school history. It was an hour and about 40 minutes, and in and out, and so it was a good game, and I'm glad that's behind us. But this week is a different story. We got Birdville. And Birdville's always been a great program here in the area. They always participate very well. They always show up. They're coached very well. I know they got a new coach. You might want to comment on the coaching changes and, you know, kind of what that's going to mean.
Well, they promoted Coach Holbrook, who had been there for a long time. So really, they hired a new defensive coordinator. So they're really running a little bit different defense, but their offense is exactly the same. I mean, they're great in the kicking game. They're what we need to become. They're what we are becoming, and that's what I told the team this morning. Is they practice a lot of times on Thanksgiving, and you know, let's don't get fooled by their record, because they played a very tough non-district schedule. I think they've got 2 seniors on offense and about 4 on defense, so they're a pretty young team.
Wow.
But you know, our freshmen lost last year to them by 1 point. It was our only loss. Our JV beat them by 1 point, and we only lost 1 game. And so it's just a very good program. It's a relevant 5A program, and it's a measuring stick game for us. And so, I mean, I'm excited about it because it's been a while, really. It's been a while, really, since Lake Dallas, since I feel like we played somebody at this caliber, and we didn't win that one. So I'm real excited to see us play with some of our guys back and more full force, and just see how we do.
So, you know, we always talk about the keys to the game. I mean, let's take just a couple of keys. Obviously, winning the turnover battle, we see that every week. But what are some of the other things? I know holding the blocks has been something you've really worked on in practice, and really getting on your assignment.
Yeah, for us, it starts with our they're going to run the football. I mean, they have 2,000-yard rushers most of the time. They started the year with their starting running back started the year as a defensive back. So they are searching. I mean, I think they're finally starting to gel a little bit, and they're starting to put the pieces in place a little bit, and kind of like what we've had to do. But the bottom line is it's going to start with us stopping the run. That's first and foremost, and we've done okay at that. So maybe we can continue to do that. But that'll be a big deal. Their offensive line they're all 6'2", 275, 280. I think there's a 300-pounder, and they're big dudes, you know. So they're right on the line of being 6A, and they look 6A. Defensively, they're a 3-down defense, and usually you can pick out 1 or 2 really good ones and run it 1 or 2 really bad ones. We can't find those 1 or 2 really bad ones. So they're just a good, solid defense. Again, it's a program that it's been in place for a long time, but we feel like we're gonna have to keep doing what we're doing on offense and trying to be balanced, 50-50 run pass, and Allen's been great lately. I mean, we've really done a good job of our turnover ratio. I think he's got 22 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, and so he's got to play big, and our receivers have to catch the ball, but we have to keep our defense off the field some, and it's probably going to be a 21-17 kind of game. Either way, it's probably going to be a very good football game.
Yeah, I would think it would be a close game, and last year they did defeat us, so we do owe them one. We've been paying them all back this year.
We've been trying.
It's felt really, really good. So as you'll find out, we do have a couple of special guests with 2 seniors. RalphLauren, McCauley and Madux Middaugh will be joining us to talk about senior night. But Coach, from a coaching perspective, these seniors, their last home game. These are the kids you coached since you've gotten the position here as head coach. What does it mean to you from a coach perspective?
It's bittersweet all the time, and really, you don't think about it because you're thinking about Birdville. You're thinking about, hey, there's just. I read an article today where a head coach somewhere said, hey, I second guess myself about 7 times a day, and I think, well, that's a pretty good day for me because I'm at least 10, So, but when you put it that way, this senior class is very special to me because they went through the change. I love the guys from last year. The guys from last year, they bought in, they did, but we just didn't have time. And so these seniors, though, we put them through the ringer, and so these guys have paid a price. There's only 18 of them. I don't know when the last time Grapevine had 18 seniors, but that's pretty small, and so I'm proud of them. They're a bunch of guys who have, like I say, we checked their oil, I guess, in off season, and they did everything we asked, and they're getting rewarded for it, and I'm proud for them. And we talked to them about what legacy are you going to leave, and I told them, we can end this year 7-4 or something, and it's okay, or we can really make something special happen here, and you can just leave a legacy, and you can leave a standard that senior classes have to match, and so I'm excited for them, and I'm excited to see what legacy they're going to leave, because I really think these guys, this time of the year, people get tired of playing, and I think they're still excited about what we're doing, and so I'm excited to see how they play, and I really hope they can go out with a win on their last home game. That would mean a lot. To see how happy they would be, that would mean a lot to me.
Yeah, and I think it would mean a lot to the fans and the families and the grandparents and everybody else that's going to be here on Thursday night at 7 o'clock at Mustang Panther. So in just a moment, we'll invite in 2 of our senior leaders from the varsity football team to get their feelings on senior night. Special night. Certainly hope you all can come. Let's bring our special guest in. Thursday night's game is a very special night. It's senior night, and we thought it'd be appropriate to invite a couple of our senior leaders of the varsity football team to the Randy Jackson Show. I want to introduce RalphLauren McCauley to you. Polo, this is going to be your last game as a senior football player, and your last game as a at least your last home game as a high school football player. So what does senior night mean to you as a outgoing graduating senior?
Well, it means a lot because I just remember us last year as juniors, me and Madux and everybody else that's in my class, just sitting in the locker room on senior night of last year and just listening to the announcer call the senior's name and just thinking about like how that's going to be next year. Senior night means a lot to me. This is my last time just to play here at Grapevine. It's hard. It's hard to just let high school football go because it's like you want to stay, but then you want to go. It means a lot. This is a game that we're supposed to win. we should go all out. All the seniors should play and just give the greatest effort that we have for our seniors.
Well, you've really had a great season so far. There's 2 games left in the season. Sure would be nice to end the season 8-2,
yes,
which
sir.
is what you're going for, versus a 3-7 season last year. So I wish you the best of luck this Thursday night against Birdville.
Yes, sir.
I know it's going to be a tough game. And we'd like to invite our second guest in, Madux Middaugh. Madux is number 20, varsity receiver on the varsity football team. Well, we're very happy to have Madux Middaugh with us here on the Randy Jackson Show. Madux has been a leader of the football team for several years, has contributed starting as a sophomore on the varsity football team, and very happy to have him. He's number 20, slot receiver for the Grapevine High School football team. And Madux, this will be your last game as a senior to play at home. It certainly is not going to be your last football game because we're going to go forward, but what does this last game mean to you in being senior night?
Well, I mean, until it finally got here, it's like something that will never come, because I remember sitting in the locker room multiple times, seeing all the other guys go in front of me, and just thinking, you know, I got 2 more seasons, I got 15 games, 20 games left until I got to be in their shoes. But now that it's finally here, it's pretty humbling to know that I really got to take advantage of the opportunities I have left to play, because football has always been a big part of my life, and I mean, this season means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to other people in Grapevine and the coaches and the staff, because we've had a lot of change this year, and this team's going to be big for the future of the Mustangs. So I just hope to finish with multiple more wins, hopefully more than 5, and take it as far as we can, just to leave a legacy here at Grapevine.
Yeah, and you mentioned how fast time has gone. When I do booster club meetings with the freshmen coming in, the freshman families, they always say, well, we've got 4 years, but I tell them it's going to be the fastest 4 years you've ever seen. And you being a varsity contributor for 3 years, and now you're down to 2 regular season games left, I mean, you can certainly attest to how fast it goes. But it goes fast when you work hard.
Right.
And you have really worked hard as a receiver. You've been very productive on the field. You've been a leader in the clubhouse, and really appreciate what you've done for Grapevine football and your contribution to the team. Thank you, Madux, for being on the Coach Jackson Show.
Thank you.
And we appreciate and look forward to seeing you Thursday night. Again, the game will be Thursday night here at Mustang Panther Stadium starting at 7 o'clock. Tailgate will start at 5:15. It's going to be catered by Red Dog Right. Come early if you're participating in senior night activities prior to the game. You will need to be in the stadium by 6 o'clock so we can get through that entire program, which includes cheer, football team, band, etc. So we look forward to seeing you here. This is our last home game of the season, so let's go out with a big bang this Thursday night at Mustang Panther. Thank you.